The investigation that you're getting ready to watch uh, was conducted in the small town of Galien, Michigan. Um, this place, for being as small as it was, and the small area that we had to investigate in, amazingly has become probably all of our, at least in the top five favorite places that we've had the chance to investigate. We got to spend some time with the Historic Society members, talk to them a little bit about the history. They pulled out a bunch of old photo files and information on the town. And there's a lot that they have that you can't find online. Of course, I had Mark with me. He done all the research on this place. We had Tommy Tombstone and his cameraman Joe. We also had Danny from the South Michigan Paranormals with us, along with three members of the Historic Society there in Galene. They stayed with us through the entire investigation. And though they know of some stories of hauntings and stuff in Galene, Michigan, when it was all said and done, before we packed up and left, when we were saying our goodbyes, um, a couple of the members actually said, "Now I have to go home and process everything that I seen tonight." They'd heard of the rumors, but they had never witnessed anything. And even other paranormal teams who have gone in to investigate the small town of Galien, or even more specifically, the 1879 jailhouse on the Historic Society property. They saw it all. They heard it all. They don't know. They didn't know how to take it, and neither did we. So I really hope you guys enjoy our investigation of the 1879 Galene, Michigan jailhouse. Hey guys, it's Drew with Living History's Mysteries, and we are here in Galien, Michigan. We're what, 15 miles west of, 20 miles west of South, or west of Niles?
Yes.
Right about. We all came over here tonight to investigate some of the myths and legends about this little town. Of course, we're going to take a listen to some of the history of the town and definitely check out some of the mysteries around it. Of course, I got with me Tommy Tombstone tonight. I got Joe, his cameraman. We're going to shackle Joe up later and stick him in one of the cells. Just wait and see. My special guest investigator tonight is Danny. Danny, tell him about yourself.
I'm Dan Holroyd of the Southern Michigan Paranormals, and I'm honored that you asked me to come out, Drew. We just met each other and connected, and I'm here to do the thing with the guys, and hopefully we catch some stuff, which we've had a pretty good night so far. So, thanks for letting me be here.
My pleasure. There you have it. There's the team tonight. We're going to see what we can find out about this pretty little town called Galien, Michigan. Stay tuned. The Galien Jailhouse, built in 1879, has a very unique construction to it, which prompted the society members to invest in a restoration project. After no longer being used as a jailhouse, it was moved to a local farm where it was used as a chicken coop and possibly grain storage for several years. No well-known offenders were ever kept in the jailhouse, although 2 people questioned in the 1906 shooting death of Lloyd Dines, a 27-year-old night inspector for the Michigan Railroad, were housed there for a few days, but neither one was charged with the crime. It's said the cells are so small you have to go outside to change your mind. But the little jailhouse has found a resting place and restored for the public to enjoy. All right, we're here with Jerry, a volunteer with the Historical Society here in Galien, Michigan. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks for coming out.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. What can you tell me about the history of Galien?
Well, so I guess more specifically about the jail, since I've actually only lived in Galien 20 years now, so I'm not probably the best person to tell more of the history of Galien, but the jail, from what I know of is that it was built in 1879. It cost about $325 to build. It was originally located within the village limits, about kind of near where our old fire station was at, so the corner of George and 2nd Street, so a few blocks from here. And then, as the accounts of most of the people in the Historical Society are, that it really was only used to house hobos and vagrants, not really any notorious criminals, or at least as far as the Historical Society's records can tell. So then at some point, maybe in the 30s or 40s, it was moved outside of the village to the township, and it was actually located on a farm. It was really just kind of used as a farm building. I guess they maybe sometimes had chickens in there. It was maybe used as a corn crib from time to time, and it really got into really disrepair. And so the Historical Society was contacted, I think, in like the early 90s, and was told by the owner of the farm then at that time, if you want the jail, you need to get it moved off the property. And they gave them like a date in like 1994, and so they hired a local contractor to move it, and they moved it to the corner of 12 and Cleveland, across from the gas station where you were at earlier this evening. And it stayed there for a while until they could raise money, and I think they had to raise about like $20,000, which for the Historical Society, it was a fair chunk of change at the time. I don't know whether they got some grant money or whether it was just all donations, but and then at that point, this was probably about 07-ish, 2007. By the time they, since they moved from Rickerman Road to actually working on the jail, like 13 years had elapsed to raise the money. So then they had a contractor that came in, and they really tore a lot of the exterior off because there was just so much rotted wood in it, and then there's a fair amount of new siding on it, but the actual shell of the jail cells themselves are still intact. And what you'll see when you're in there is that it's basically 1x8 rough sawn lumber that's laid flat, stacked, on each other. And so if someone thought that they were going to get in there and perhaps maybe slip a pocket knife in and whittle their way out, they were probably not gonna get out that way. So other than that, I'm not. If you have any questions about it, or when you're in your investigation, we can certainly try and dig and find other information too.
Okay. Now one of the big things that we picked up doing our research is the story of the murder of the railroad worker.
Lloyd Dines.
Yeah, Dines, and it seems like you guys don't have the same data here that we're finding in all the different internet stories where the jailhouse housed two men that supposedly had killed Mr. Dines. Neither one of them formally charged. You mentioned earlier when you was talking that it never really housed any major criminals. There's no record of them housing those two gentlemen? Or?
To our knowledge, there's no actual record of who was in the jail at what time. So what we would have is newspaper articles at the time, and perhaps maybe the Berrien County Sheriff might have some better records. That's one of my goals. I've sort of just this summer taken an interest in trying to figure more out about the Lloyd Dines murder. So I've been trying to go through some of the area newspaper articles that I could find. I know we've talked this evening, Joe and I and Mark, that there's other articles out there beyond what I've seen. So what I'm familiar with, and I believe what one of our elders in our historical society, a 92-year-old lady, Mrs. Potter, who's been with the Historical Society probably one of the longest ones here. She believes, or she's heard, that it was Cordelia Swank and William Smith who were apparently lovers. Cordelia Swank was married to Mr. Swank, I forget his name at this time, but so they were suspected of the murder of Lloyd Dines. I don't know if there was some sort of love triangle there.
Yeah, I do remember the name Will Smith that came up, which I chuckled at. I mean, Will Smith.
I've always seen William, so I never.
I seen that and I kind of chuckled at it. And it's like, huh. But then I didn't recognize. I think the other name was Cord. They didn't actually say, or Cordell. It didn't actually say Cordelia.
Cordelia, yeah. So there's rumors that they were in the jail, but the newspaper articles that I've seen seem to indicate that they were transferred when the county, because this was basically a county investigation as I've understood it, not like a local Galien village investigation, that they were transferred to the jail fairly quickly that day. So whether they may have spent maybe a few hours in there, or I personally, I don't want to tell Mrs. Potter that we can't find anything to substantiate that, because she may have seen something different at one point than what I've seen. So as we've talked about, we're trying to sort out what really is perhaps happened, and maybe there were others that were arrested later. I knew there were some arrests, or there was suspicion of other men, and maybe they were held at some point in there. It's just that right now we just don't have the articles, but I'm certainly intrigued by all of this, and I think we'd like to. I think overall we'd like to know really what happened, and we'd like to try and dig deeper. And we've just started talking about this through our Facebook page this fall, and I think the maybe curiosity is piqued, and it's like, okay, is there some sort of newer technology in maybe things that the county, I don't know whether the county sheriff, that they have, like, you know, there was an article at one point of what guns and other evidence they had, whether they still have that, and, you know, is there something where you could, you know, DNA testing now, or something that could perhaps, you know, lead you to down the right path, actually who killed him. But at this point, it's a unsolved mystery.
So, would it surprise you if I told you, and this is totally off in a different angle. I want to touch on the mystery of Galien real fast. Would it surprise you that there are 12 articles online from different news agencies, TV, radio, newspaper, that have talked about the hauntings of Galien?
I think I've seen some of those, and I'm not surprised. I mean, no, this is not news to me. I think a few years ago it was, you know, I think there were some of the groups that felt like Galien was one of the most haunted areas in America.
But all right, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Sorry for keeping you guys out so late, and we appreciate you letting us come in and investigate and check out the town.
Yeah, no, we're eager to see what you guys find, and maybe learn from that, and perhaps maybe some other time we can go investigate something else, either go over to the old train depot area, or maybe to the cemetery, and do some investigating there as well too.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Look forward to it. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to start the investigation. I have got Tommy, cameraman, here. I am going to stick the 1870s handcuffs on him. Tonight he gets to be my Aaron. I'm putting the handcuffs on him. Here in just a moment we'll be going out to the jailhouse. We're going to put him in one of the cells with some of the equipment, and see if maybe this might bring back a memory or two for something that could be living out there.
Oh, 1929. So
Yeah, because it's more additional.
All right,
Because I live right on the lake.
So when I do this when we're in the jail cell, so I don't have to walk around.
No. You allow that. So as long as you have
But since you're a criminal, I'm not going to keep the key in. All right, guys, I was just getting ready to start off here in the right jail cell.
It says mouth.
Mouth?
Mouth.
Mouth.
You're talking. It says mouth.
Huh, while I'm talking.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was getting ready to turn on the camera. Mark came in, and his voice box had already pulled up too high. The second that I started talking to the camera, it said mouth.
Before that, it says too high up. And
Too high up.
Oh, we're technically a little high up.
We're actually probably about 4 or 5 feet up off the ground right now, because the old jailhouse sets up on blocks. I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna flip on my EMF detector.
Yeah, there's nothing there. They're just empty boxes.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, so, there's a spirit here. If we sit right where the corner is. Can you lay down right here on the...
Is anyone here?
Yeah, it's spiking higher than that. Yeah, I know. Can you make a spike into the red? Can you... If you're here, can you touch my hand? Yeah, or this get off the detector. Trying to make we're trying to make your presence known. If you can put as much energy as you can into this EMF detector, make it spike
Hey,
higher.
darn, we're getting a little something, something.
Get rid of this screw, and then we'll do the other side.
Out here, I just want to go that high.
That is so weird. I'll leave that on.
See, look.
All right. Gonna do the voice box thing, or the recorder.
You sit back on this bed. You're here. You sit back on
Is
the bed.
anybody here? Anybody that would like to talk to us? We're historians. We study the past, and we would like to know if you would talk to us. Tell us who you are. Tell us your name. What is your name? Tell us your name. What is your name? Tell us your name. What is your name?
Nothing.
Could you tell us your name? Maybe give us some kind of a sign. If you see this little silver box that I'm holding in my hand right here, it'll pick up your voice, and you can talk to us through this little box, or you can talk to us through the black box that my friend here is holding. It'll actually show your words. Could you please talk to us? Could you tell us something? A name?
This is going off into the red, by the way.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah,
Oh wow, it's going nuts.
yeah, it sure is. Put it up here by the or in front of the camera.
It's spiking the red over by here, and then it's still going. That is nuts. Turn it on. Wow, it's like right here.
Could you please talk to us? Could you tell us something? Could you tell us your name? Maybe give us some kind of a sign. If you see this little silver box that I'm holding in my hand right here, it'll pick up your voice, and you can talk to us through the, you can talk to us through the, you can talk to us through this little box, or you can talk to us through the black box that my friend here is holding. It'll actually show your words. Could you please talk to us? Could you tell us something? A name?
This is going off into the red, by the way.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah. Could you tell us something? What you're about to hear caught us all off guard. When I completed my request to whatever entities may be here, we were met with a very unusual static, which is a sign of a high electromagnetic field, followed by a full sentence. Can you identify what it's saying?
That is nuts. Turn it on. That is nuts. Turn it on. That is nuts. Turn it on.
All right, I want you guys to look at this. Well, that's kind of probably might be affecting it.
It's just everywhere in this room.
All right, guys, here in my hand, I've got the new EMF field detector. As you can see, I'm gripping it back here in the back. Any place else you get near this device, even up by the antenna, underneath also. I'm going to put this on the bunk over here next to Mark, and we're going to close the gate, and we're going to see if we pick up anything.
What do you got in there? The REM pod? And Mark?
And Mark. Mark just got the word hidden. See if I can actually bring this up where we might be able to see in the cell just a little bit better.
You have your voice recorder?
Yeah. Lloyd Dines, how many times have you shot?
Is anyone in the jail cell with me?
How many times has this jailhouse been moved?
Can you tell me anything about this jail? Is someone in here with me?
How many spirits are here with us in this jailhouse?
Makes no sense.
Once again, how many spirits are here with us in this jailhouse?
Can you tell me if someone's in here with me right now in this jail cell? If you are, there is a device
Is there
on the
9
bed.
spirits here in this jailhouse with us?
Did you make that light up?
Can you make this this REM pod go off for us in the corner of the room? Can you tell us who killed Lloyd Dines?
Is someone in here?
I'm gonna close the session out for now.
Can you tell me who killed Lloyd Dines? Were you the one that killed Lloyd Dines?
This is the one from Ghost Town. You see that one?
If you can, speak up, say something. We're here to listen. How bad was Lloyd Dines' murder?
After being silent through most of this interaction, Mark's spirit box starts producing words without questions being asked, some of these words get very dark.
Drew, I just got the word blood.
Blood?
Yeah.
It just, the stronger the electromagnetic energy, the more these lights will light up.
Do you know where Lloyd Dines was murdered at? Drew, I got the word dirt.
Dirt?
Yeah, after I had asked where was Lloyd Dines murdered at. Was he murdered outside in the dirt?
It's still showing one light there, that's all mine's showing.
Drew, are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm hearing sirens and it said raid.
Raid?
Yeah, after hearing all these sirens going by, the cop cars, I just got the word raid. Is there anything you'd like to speak to me about? Anything you want to say?
You see, the thing is, there's no electricity in this building at all. This is what we brought in battery power. I was asking when I was outside earlier, I was picking up a minute magnetic field. I asked, you know, is there any power in there whatsoever? And there's no reason the electromagnetic field is that which is going on. At this point, Tommy and I are trying to debunk the high electromagnetic field readings we're picking up all over this jailhouse. I even inquired to Jerry with the Historic Society whether or not there was any power whatsoever running anywhere around the jailhouse that could be giving us false readings, and I was informed there were no power lines above, into, or below the jailhouse. So these EMF readings are actual readings. Is anybody here with us? Could somebody tell us about the Dines murder? We heard that you done it. We also heard that it was still unsolved at this date because they couldn't find the evidence, but everybody was sure that you committed the crime. Did you do it? Did you kill Mr. Dines that worked for the railroad? You can talk to me. I'm here to listen. I'm a historian. I like to know the truth about history. Why did my friend pick up dirt and blood on his device? Do you have anything to say?
Is anybody here with us? Can somebody tell us about the Dines murder?
I got wounded.
We heard that you done it. Why did my friend pick up dirt and blood on his device? Do you have anything to say?
Whoa. The hell was that?
I just got the word scene.
Scene?
Scene.
Right, as you guys can see, Mark is in there. I have actually got him pinned in the cell with a large steel bolt. There is no opening this cell now. I finally got Mark to be my Aaron. Wave so they can see you, Mark.
They'll get used to that.
There's nothing wrong with being the go-to guy.
Depending on what it is.
Okay, as you guys can probably hear on the camera, Tommy and Joe are in the cell right next, over here to the right. Earlier in filming, you've seen us picking up a lot of activity in the right cell. Have you got anything over here yet, Mark?
I just heard something. I heard a faint chirp, and I'm not even moving.
A faint chirp. I picked up a chirp on my voice recording earlier.
I hear that really sinister whispering behind there. It's kind of got me confused.
Can you tell the gentleman's name that just walked in the room? Can you tell us his name?
Thought I heard it there. What's his name? Put your hand up. See the gentleman with his hand out? Yep. Yep, that's his name.
That's three people's names.
T-shirt. What about a T-shirt? I don't know what that means. Maybe they've mistaken your sweatshirt for a T-shirt. I'm going to ask some emotional questions. I hope that's okay.
Are you sure you, Tommy?
Is there anybody here with us that was killed on board or near a train?
Shot.
Wow. There you go, guys. There's your confirmation there. Who was shot? Us? Who did you shoot somebody? Yes.
Yes.
Were you held in this jail for shooting that person? And we're not going to judge you. I'm just going to ask again. Were you held in jail for shooting that person? I don't know if I'll get an answer because we got to try to keep them short.
Who did you kill?
Killed. The other part before that said get out. We're just trying to find some answers. We're not here to judge you, I promise. I'm not here to ask you to leave. Who did you kill? You just need a name. Who did you kill? Maybe you didn't kill him. Who did you shoot? So like that.
How many spirits are trying to talk to us right now?
Can you let the women talk? Try some simple things. Right there, the gentleman in front of me. What do you see on his feet? What's he wearing? Boots, yeah? What color are they? It seems to be like registered to simple things, you know. They're trying to talk. But you guys got your answer about shot and killed, don't they? They just won't give us a name.
Dying.
There you go.
What was Mr. Dine's first
You're
name?
filming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was Mr. Dine's first name? What was Mr. Dine's first name?
I know it's hard. You can try. Loud and clear, please. I'm going to turn this off and give you a rest, okay?
Okay,
I'm going to turn this off.
I heard okay.
And we got a few more people who are going to talk to you tonight, do some other things. I'm going to ask a big favor that you talk with them, and they're concerned about your story and your history. But I have to tell everybody here that you are not allowed to follow anyone home tonight, okay? Got to stay here. I'm sure we'll come back and we'll talk. But all right, thank you for speaking to me. I appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you. Make that a good quiet. Peace. Okay.
Wow.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I've got chills now.
I didn't mean to
Dude,
give you chills.
I didn't even touch anything, and this just turned on.
You might have hit it with this.
No, I
This is
didn't
still
touch
going
it. It was
bananas.
in my,
Oh, wait, with this.
I don't have anything on me to set it off.
So Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Well, they had a daughter, Elizabeth.
I have never seen. It
So
said
Blakesley's?
3 of our names.
Blakesley,
Yeah,
there was
that's crazy.
Elizabeth.
And I wasn't there earlier, so I didn't even
We'll have to
know
look
my
it up.
name.
Well, we go to that article in
And it said-
1878 when they all
I heard
had
Tommy. It said, like,
the,
hey, Tommy.
the cane presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that train. I'll have to
I
share that
definitely
story
heard
with you guys too
Dines.
sometime.
Yeah.
About the ghost train in Howell.
Oh.
It's crazy. Broad daylight.
Okay, just don't leave me in here.
I will not leave you in here, Donnie. Jerry's here with you. You're safe.
Well, that's the blind leading the
So
blind.
do you
isn't
guys,
it?
did you think that Jason Coons,
Well-
well, how did that come?
Well, he said something about the Historical Society.
Yeah.
And you know, Jason, how many times has
Oh,
spoken?
I know.
And he just passed away,
I know.
They said Jason,
He
real
said
clear.
Jason, clear as
Sound like a
day.
young kid. Not young
Jason.
kid, but a young guy. Yeah,
Oh,
Jason
Jerry,
would
this
be
is-
Jason would be back here
Yeah.
for this
yeah.
because he would.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it happens.
Oh, wow.
So I think some of the people go back to the place because it's so passionate for them and they
Oh,
feel
he did.
loved and accepted there. That's where they go.
Following the spirit box session in the left cell with Danny and Bonnie and the crew, we decided to employ a new investigative method, new to our crew, called the Estes method, where one person is laid out comfortably blindfolded, wearing studio headphones, cutting them out from any outside noise and hooked directly into the spirit box. Another person at close proximity ask questions, and the person wearing the headphones gives all the responses. This cuts down on any convoluted or polluted answers to the questions.
Why were you frustrated?
Minions.
Cordelia, did he find out about you and your affair? There was a love affair, wasn't there?
Love.
Was he going to tell on you? Was he going to extort you for money?
True. Purchase.
What did you kill him with?
Freezing. Replaced. Mark.
Mark just left. Mark just left. Who else is in this room?
Cordelia, I sent you, and I sent...
Dan.
Oh, yeah, thank you. You're right. I sense that you're having trouble with this, Cordelia. Is this heavy on your mind, your soul?
Check out.
Can't check out just yet. We need more information from you. What did you use to kill Lloyd Dines?
7. They saw.
Somebody saw you do this?
Innocent.
If you're innocent, then who did it?
Was it William Smith? Is that the name?
Yeah, was it William Smith?
Turmoil. Dead.
Was it William Smith? Cordelia, I'm going to ask one more time, and I'm asking politely, was it William Smith? Did he harm Mr. Dines?
Could be.
But you were involved. Is that what you're telling us?
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, ask her, ask,
You can,
Bye.
you can go. You can go ahead.
ask
and
Cordia if her husband killed Mr. Dines, if he was jealous of Mr. Dines.
I think you just did.
Cordia, was it your husband that killed Mr. Dines?
Get out.
No, we're not leaving. We're here to find answers.
Was your husband
Standing. Leave.
Are you upset with me for asking questions?
Exit.
You can go ahead and ask your question.
Was your husband angry with Mr. Dines for delivering a telegraph to your house?
The door.
Maybe we should shut the door or something. Do you want us to shut the door?
Probably wants us out the door. They're telling us to leave.
Immediately.
Yeah, wanting us to leave. We can't go anywhere. We're not here to harm you or judge you.
If you give us some good answers, then we'll leave.
Trapped.
And you'll stay in here until we get the answer.
Now we're in here with you.
Was.
We were in here with you?
Seven here. Stop.
There's 7 of us here right now.
Okay, Cordelia, I'm going to ask a question. Can you tell me what color the handkerchief on Tommy's face is? What color is that? Just help me out with it. What color do you see? Anyone who's in here, what color is that on his face?
Rojo.
What position is he in? Is he standing, sitting, or laying down?
Warm.
Is this
God, this is freaking hurting my ears. Who the hell's even in here at this?
they're just
Immediately following Tommy's Estes session, I laid down for one. This proved to be a very enlightening and physically challenging experience, as it took several minutes afterwards for the disorientation and dizziness to wear off. The footage of my Estes session will appear on Tommy Tombstone's episode of the 1879 Jailhouse in Galien, Michigan, found on a non-Sasquatch Productions YouTube channel. Again, we'd like to thank the members of the Galien Woods Historical Society for joining us on this investigation and sitting through the investigation. We'd also like to thank Dan Holroyd again for joining the investigation, and I'd like to personally welcome him to our intimate little group. We look very forward to working with Galien Woods Historical Society in the future, and we look very forward to our next investigation.